All right, good morning, traders. Today is July 2nd, 2024. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB trading room. I want to thank everybody for being here. My SPY pivot this morning, 544.25. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All of the Fab 5 are in daily uptrends. SPY and QQQ closed the day with lower lows and lower highs over their daily bullish traps over the 17 EMAs. SPY closed the day under the all-time high anchored VWAP, not a good thing, with a 2-hour downtrend and a 10-minute uptrend. FNGU, on the other hand, made a new two-year high. Diamond Dow made an inside day, closing inside of the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. IWM made a lower low and a lower high, closing under the bullish trap and under the 17 EMA. It just started that flaky uptrend, IWM. Gold still in a flaky uptrend, made an outside day, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. Silver in a downtrend, made a higher high and a higher low, closing above a bearish trap but under the 17 EMA. UNG now in a downtrend, made a lower high and a lower low, closing under the bearish trap under a falling 17 EMA. USO in an uptrend, made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17 EMA. And the US dollar still in an uptrend, closed near the 105.85 area. All right, let's go take a look at some charts. Good morning, Chuck, JW, Lenny G, everybody in the BYOB trading room. All right, here's SPY. This will be yesterday's price action candle. You can see we made a lower low, lower high. We closed over a bullish trap. We are now under a bearish cross. But we closed over the bullish trap over the rising 17 EMA. Just remember, it was just Friday we made a new all-time high. On the 2-hour chart. 2-hour chart right here, we left off with a bearish, we were in a bearish downtrend, 2-hour downtrend. 10-minute chart, we left off with a 10-minute uptrend. Okay, 10-minute uptrend, 2-hour downtrend, daily uptrend. SPY is still bullish. We are coming back to, we got kind of a double top going on here. And you can see we're coming back to the base. And we're testing it again, so we'll see what happens. Mr. Powell's supposed to speak today, excuse me, at 9:30, so maybe he could inspire the markets about probably announcing a window of time for the rate cuts. We'll see what happens. But there's SPY, okay, and you can see price action. This is the all-time high anchored VWAP, the blue line, and we closed just under the blue line, okay? So we've been struggling, all right, with this right here to close daily candles up over it. If we look at the daily chart, see if we can pull it up here. It starts back here. And we're struggling to keep candles closed up over it. We have yet to have a complete candle closed over it without attached to it by some wick, body, or tail. So that all-time high anchored VWAP is kind of generating a force field of downward pressure so far. So there's SPY. Let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ, same price action as SPY. Lower high, lower low, closing over the bullish trap. Over the 17 EMA, we are still in an uptrend. Okay, unless we take out this low right here. So QQQ still in an uptrend. FNGU put a new all-time high. That's my measured move, which has us going possibly up to 550. But FNGU put a new 2-year high in yesterday. So, of course, closing over the bullish trap over a rising 17 EMA. So there's FNGU. And we'll take a look at Diamond Dow. Diamond Dow puts in a, what was that? That was 29, that was 32. An inside day with a lower high and a lower low, closing inside the bullish trap, but over the 17 EMA. IWM. Now, IWM just started a flaky uptrend because it took out this high right here. All right, and then you can see yesterday's price action just bearishly engulfed this flaky uptrend takeout candle right there, and we just bearishly engulfed the whole thing, erasing the whole, almost the whole move, closing under the bullish trap and under the falling 17 EMA. IWM just really struggling here to get anything going. So there's IWM on the daily chart. So IWM's in this, you can see this wedge pattern. Eventually, one of these two is going to win out and things are going to rip in one direction or the other. And I think it's more in the line of the bullish direction breakout. We'll see what happens. This is a bull flag right here, up, and then a pullback. But that bull flag starts back in mid-April. So I think this is probably in store for a move that goes up, pulls back, and then goes up again. All right, it's just not ready yet. So we'll see what happens with that. But there's IWM. Let's take a look at our technicals. Start off with T2122. Okay, so we were up here in the buyer's chop zone up here, and I mean we got hit so hard we wound up landing in all the way inside the sell zone. We just cleared the seller's chop zone completely. We didn't even stop. So we wound up in the sell zone, and from there, they just camped out all day long. All right, wasn't able to make it out into the oversold zone or into the seller's chop zone. Just a really rough day for T2122. T2123 still stuck in quadrant one. We were filling gaps right here and here, but now we're filling gaps on the downside. Okay, so there was an open gap and we filled it. So yesterday's price action, you can see a couple of green candles right up here going into that Death Star force field right there, that 200 SMA. And we just got completely tossed out, rejected from that force field. And you can see just massive selling again. Ever since we touched that, it was like we got zapped. It's like touching the electric fence. Well, that's what it felt like. You know, you touch the electric fence, and then the next thing you know, you're just like trying to recover, and it's just falling down right here. Nothing but red ever since touching that electric fence and then falling down. There's T2123. You can see there's the 200 SMA. Whole reason for this pullback, again, we failed to make that higher high. We did make a new all-time high over here, failed to make a higher high. Whenever you do that, you tend to have a pullback to make a lower low. So I don't know if that's in store. I was just hoping they would test the lows. Actually, I was hoping they'd pull back to the midpoint and then regroup their troops and make another attempt at going to the high. But that didn't happen at all. Ever since we made that higher low, we've just been melting all the way down since the 20th of May. And you can see we're on the 2nd of July. So for almost a month and a half, we've just been melting down from this prior high right up there. None of this consolidation seems to be holding. We did make an attempt at breaking out through the 200. Again, we got zapped by the electric fence. And you can see we're stuck in quadrant 1. This is the quad lines tool. This is quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we came all the way from quadrant 4 all the way back to quadrant 1. Usually you get a nice bounce off of the midpoint. Nothing like that ever happened. So you can see here we are testing these lows right here. We may make a lower low. It's possible. We'll see what happens. There's T2123. That's the 15-minute 200 SMA. Now we'll take a look. This is the 3-bar chart. So this is the 200 SMA. Again, we didn't even get a bounce off of that. Didn't even get a rubber band candle. Just came down through here and melted all the way into quadrant 1. And I got to tell you, it looks like they want to make a lower low. Looking at the consolidation on the 15-minute, you know, a move down and then over to the right, that's a bear flag. We'll see. It's kind of pointed in the wrong direction. I like them when they're pointed up like this. And then usually you get a breakdown. This one's kind of pointed down, but that is a bear flag. We look, price looks lower, T2123. Just by the nature of the move and my history with studying price action. So T2123 looks like it's probably going to go test another low one more time, and then we'll see if we can get a bounce from there. FNGU yesterday had a really nice day, little two candle pullback, and then rallied all day long. You can see right there from ever since that 2 candle pullback to VWAP, just ripped all day long to make a new 2-year high on FNGU. You can see right now price action for FNGU, still trying to maintain the upper third. That is bullish. Okay, maybe a pullback to the midpoint and a bounce up. We'll see. Mr. Powell's going to speak at 9:30, so maybe he could inspire the market a little bit. We'll see what happens. All right, let's go back and take a look at look at energy. So we'll look at USO. That's crude oil or petroleum, and you can see yesterday's price action: higher low, higher high. Closing over, bullish trap over, rising 17 EMA. USO in an uptrend. All of the Fab 5 are in uptrends. Some of them a little bit weaker than others, but they're all in uptrends at this time. We're just struggling and waiting for IWM or T2123 to find a bottom and work itself up. So here is USO, petroleum crude oil. You can see it's definitely in an uptrend ever since it took out this high right here. So you can see it moved up, consolidated for 3 days, and just like I said, it's probably going to have a breakout, and there we go. So let's take a look at UNG. Try that again. All right, UNG broke the low down here. So it wasn't an uptrend until it broke the low right there a couple days ago. You can see that's Friday's price action. That would be Thursday. Ever since Thursday last week, they broke that low, put them in a downtrend. Now you can see price action making lower highs, lower lows, closing under the bearish trap under the 17 EMA. SLV, let's take a look at some precious metals. All right, SLV, price action. Let's spread this out a little bit. Okay, so SLV started the flaky uptrend right here when they took out this high with this candle right there. And then they, from there, they just dropped and took out the low. So that put them back in a downtrend. So SLV still in a downtrend until they take out this high. All right, so SLV in the downtrend right now. Price action, excuse me, for yesterday looks like a higher high and a higher low, closing over the bearish trap, but still under the 17 EMA. So there's silvers. Take a look at gold. Gold still in an uptrend. All right, it's got that flaky uptrend because they just took out this high right here. Price action yesterday was an outside day with a higher high and a lower low, closing over a bullish cross or bullish trap and over the 17 EMA. So a little bit of hope there for GLD. GLD still in an uptrend. It's a flaky uptrend. SLV in a downtrend. Take a look at a few technicals, a few sectors. SMH still in an uptrend. Has to take out this low. Of course, if we make a lower low, it'll place it in a downtrend. So really don't want to break those lows right there. All right, breaking this low would probably put us into a downtrend spin right there. So there's SMH. Still in an uptrend. XLK kind of looks the same way. A little bit moving up here. Now, if they break this low, they'll be in a downtrend. XLK still in an uptrend over the 17 EMA. We'll go back to SMH. SMH still in an uptrend over the 17 EMA and over the 21. Okay, just barely hanging on to that. But XLK doing a little bit better job at maintaining price action up over the 17 EMA. You can see a little bit of space in between price action and the 17 EMA. Excuse me. Take a look at XLF. XLF is in it's in that flaky uptrend because they took out this high right here. So XLF in the uptrend, but not moving up any further. All right. Ever since this all-time high, they are struggling with closing candles. Here's the pink line. Actually, I'll just recolor it I'll recolor that into blue right there. All right, so here's the blue line. Ever since that, you can see they've struggled with closing complete candles over this all-time high anchored VWAP. Notice every candle is either attached by either wick, body, or tail. And they just struggling here with that all-time high anchored VWAP. Yesterday's price action, higher low, higher high, closing inside a bearish trap underneath the 17 EMA. All right, but still in an uptrend. All right, so it's till it takes out this low, then it'll be in a downtrend. So there's XLF. Take a look at IYT. Here's the all-time high. That's the pink line. I can recolor that. All right. Again, same thing. All right. Just struggling to close a complete day over the all-time high anchored VWAP. They poke it a couple times, but they just can't seem to get over it. IYT almost starting an uptrend if they took out that high right there on this day, which would be 6/12, so that's June 12th. If they took out this high, they'd be in an uptrend, but they failed to do that. Yesterday, they came up short, and I think we're pulling back today, if I'm not right. No, this is yesterday's. So they failed to do that on Friday. Price action for yesterday, almost bearish engulfing, you can see there. Just a complete reversal. So price action, lower high, lower low, closing inside the bullish trap, but over the 17 EMA. So there's still hope for them to probably break out and create a new high. So we were almost in an uptrend for IYT, but couldn't quite do it. Yesterday's price action removed that. Let's take a look at the economic calendar. And on the economic calendar, what do we have? Let's try this one. All right, so yesterday we had some stats come out. All right, and market pretty much liked them for the most part. I didn't think they were horrible. But today, the main event this week is Jerome Powell speaking at 9:30. Of course, we're closed the 4th. We're not going to be here on the 5th. I think the market's open, and I think it's a half day on Wednesday. So really short week this week. Mr. Powell speaks in about an hour and 10 minutes. So this morning we've got economic numbers, 10 a.m. We're going to get the jolts. Tomorrow we do have a lot of economic data, even though we're going to be a half day here. It's going to be 8:15. We're going to get an employment report, international trades in goods and services at 8:30, jobless claims 8:30, PMI composite final 9:45, factory orders at 10, ISM services index at 10. We're going to get a petroleum report at 10:30. We usually get one 10:30 every Wednesday. And the natural gas report that usually comes out on Thursday has been moved over to 12 o'clock. Instead of Friday, it's coming in on Wednesday at 12. All right, so Thursday we're closed for 4th of July. That's Independence Day for the USA. Friday we have employment situation at 8:30, and that's it. So really light week. So the only thing that could probably mess this up for the bulls is Mr. Powell speaking today and the rising dollar. Other than that, if they want to rally, they have clear blue skies. All right? If they could just get the small caps and mid caps turned around. They've been kind of percolating there, and I think the next move is higher, but just percolating, waiting for, I don't know what they're waiting for. I think they're waiting for a rate cut, and that may be what they're looking for. Mr. Powell may give it to them today. If small caps and mid caps could see a rate cut, we could get that second move higher, as I mentioned earlier on T21.23. I'll go back and visit that one more time. Okay, see the consolidation on, no, it was IWM. That's the one. No. Let's go back here. Okay, IWM. Okay, so this is that bull flag that I pointed out earlier. Let me trash that out. So here you got to move up, a bull flag back, and you can see the wedge kind of pinching. That's going to be like a wet watermelon seed between your index finger and your thumb, and it's probably going to squirt out in that direction because that is a bullish flag pullback right there. So I think they're waiting for, like I said, for that rate cut, and I think then we get a pop to make new highs for IWM. We'll see what happens, but that you can see everything brewing up. See how everything's kind of winding up tight right through here. This is ready to pop out of there. They just need a catalyst to get going. All right, so let me trash that out. We'll go back to our economic data back here. Okay, so that's what I think they're looking for. All right, for max pain for today, 545, and we got 1 1/4 puts to every call, and that's just the options that expire today. Okay, so 245, we are at 243.28 right now, 543.28 right now. 545 is not far. Max pain is attainable. I think we probably hit it today. We'll see. It's just under VWAP. So that'd be the all-time high anchored VWAP. So it's quite possible we hit max pain today. We'll see. We are bear flagging down here below 544. So we'll see what happens. But I think Mr. Powell's going to say something, and the market's going to extrapolate a little bit of good news from it. And I think we pop back up to the all-time high of anchored VWAP. We'll see what happens, all right? Earnings, all right? Just a lot of companies that are still assembling their P&Ls, just still tabulating those data sheets. And you can see right now there's some familiar names, all right, but nothing that's going to move the market. Right here on Tuesday, Wednesday, same deal. All right, Thursday we're closed. Got a lot of companies that are still compiling their P&Ls right here. Okay, earnings season seems to be wrapped up. Here's Coca-Cola, Euro Pacific. Again, still compiling its P&L. Has not yet know when it's going to announce. Again, more. So earnings season's over. Maybe we start a new season here in July. Usually big caps and financials kick it off, so we'll see what happens with that. All right, so to the dollar. Dollar closed yesterday, 105.85, still bullish, still in an uptrend ever since it took out this high. We need dollar to kind of just cool off, just relax. All right, but you can see they failed to make a lower low. They made a higher low. Here's the last low. They made a higher low. And with that higher low, they're back up there to test those highs and make a higher high. Hopefully they failed because a weaker dollar makes our goods and services cheaper. And we tend to sell more. So more revenue coming into USA companies usually translates into or transcends into higher profits, which transcends into a greater multiple. All right, so more earnings per share. All right, so we'll see what happens. Dollar's still bullish. Again, the bulls have clear blue skies if they want to do it. All right, they did hit 550, which I think is great. I still think there's some more upside. We'll see what happens. But the dollar's not helping us. And if we could get a rate cut, that would be even better. Or just even an announcement that it's coming in July, regardless of what comes in. That would be nice. Or August. We're due for 3 rate cuts this year. According to FOMC, we're already 6 months into the year, but no announcements have been made. They had a temporary idea that they would probably do one in September or August. I think if they firm that up, that would be really good news. And that could inspire the markets, especially the IWM, to get bullish, just knowing that rate cuts are now coming. They're on the table, but we'd like to see them on paper now, okay? So that's it. I'll take questions in the room, all right? If not, I'm going to render my video. I want to thank everybody out there in video land, in digital land. That's everybody on YouTube. Sorry about yesterday's video. I don't know where that music came from. I did not want it. It was on there accidentally. I hope today's video winds up much cleaner, because yesterday it did have a lot of good content. All right, so other than that, if there's no questions, I'll see you guys at 9:15, and we'll kick off the market.